Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Brian, Gillian's dad, and I have the pleasure of making the first speech of the day and being the warm-up act for Graham. I've got to admit, I'm a bit nervous, not because I'm making a speech, but because Rosemary and I have been married for 40 years, and I'm not used to speaking for longer than 30 seconds. Firstly, on behalf of Graham, Gillian, Ian and Dominic, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for coming to celebrate the big day with them. I'd also like to thank anyone who's helped in the lead up to the wedding in whatever way, big or small. Your part has been very important in making the day special. To start off with, I'd like to ask you all to be very careful with any of the decorations. Graham's hoping to take them back to Poundland in London. Now, it's traditional at this point for me to share some stories about the bride, but don't worry, Gillian. Your mother's warned me not to embarrass you. So, Rosemary and I will go around and speak to everyone and tell you all the embarrassing stories later. I'd like to share how proud I felt giving you away today. You look beautiful. Right, not right. Let's look at that. You had 3 minutes, 25 seconds. You look... You look beautiful in your dress. And as Dominic said, my mum looks like a princess. And even though I've always held them not to be, the big boys don't cry, they can today. I was privileged to have the honour of giving you away, and I'm very proud to call you my daughter. You can still wind me up round your little finger, even to the extent of me making a speech. You would think that I would have learned from Carden's wedding. For me, the key to being a dad, or a mum for that matter, is giving unconditional love, advice and support, encouraging you in everything you do, and believing in you when nobody else does, even when you're wrong. And most importantly, being there for you when you need me and never letting me down. That's what my dad did for me, and I'll always try and do that for you. Everyone... Yeah! I didn't say anything for you, I'm going to clap for that. Everyone who knows you will agree that you're kind, caring, bubbling, fun-loving, a brilliant mum to Dominic, and caring support for Kieran. And so today seems the perfect occasion, in front of all the family and friends, for your mum and I to say how much we love you and how proud we are of you. And now we come to Graham. Don't look so worried here. Some parents of the bride would have been worried that the groom would turn up drunk. But with Graham, we weren't worried about that. We weren't even worried that he might go to the gym instead of getting married. I mean, we do both. On a more serious note, it's normal at this point to welcome a new son-in-law into the family. But Rosemary and I are always trying to treat you as part of the family and sincerely hope that that's how you feel. Graham, we've liked you from the moment we first met you, and it was obviously that you had very strong feelings for Gillian, and we're happy that she's found someone like you. Over the past few years, our first instincts have been proved to be correct. So remember, if you ever need support, we're always here for you as well as Gillian. There's only one thing that disappoints me about today. As smart as you look in your suit, was it I thought you might have worn a kilt. Since Gillian will be wearing the trousers from now on. I know that Gillian will mould you into the perfect husband. But I'm sure you're a modern man and like the idea of equality just as much as I do. So remember that doing some housework won't kill you. But then again, there's no need to try too much. Just like the lyrics, I'll put my teeth in and do that one, of a song that I heard recently. True love isn't about looking at life through those tinted glasses and being perfect. It's about accepting that we all have faults and loving someone for who they are, not for what we want them to be. So always be positive, and remember that you fell in love with each other because of the things you liked, not the things that you disliked. Neither of you will ever be perfect, but you can be a perfect match for each other. A successful marriage is not about finding a person you can live with, but finding a person that you can't live without. And I know you found that with each other. Now, I'm no expert in marriage, but I would like to share one bit of advice. If you've fallen out, never go to bed angry. Be like Rosemary and I and stay up all night. And although you have each other, don't forget that you always have the support of your family and your friends. You don't get rid of it that easily. Well, you've suffered me for long enough, so I'll finish here and let Graham have a go. I can see that he's all ready for action. But before I do that, I would like to propose a toast. Thank you. Here's to the past for all that you've learned. Here's to the present for all that you shared. And here's to the future for all that you both look forward to. Can you please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to the bride and groom?
Ladies and gentlemen, call upon Graham to give his speech.
Good afternoon, wedding lovers. On behalf of my wife and I have a few thank yous to make, so please bear with me for a wee while so I've run through those. And Brian has stolen some of my lines. I can't believe it, because I've been here speeches before. I don't know how I'm going to get around that. Okay, first off, my mum and dad, where are you? I was thinking back over all the years of some of the things that I've maybe put you through. So I really think about that, and there was loads. But I've got it down to a few. My first memory was when my dad was called to St Joseph's Primary to talk about me getting caught, seeing how high I could pee up the walls of the boys' toilets. It was a competition, and it turns out I had quite a talent for it because I won. But I can recognise why it wasn't one of your proudest moments of me.
Is it good to go?
I'm not telling you about the photos the other night. And then I got a bit older and I found my love of music, but music wasn't good enough. It had to be like extra loud music, to the point where every neighbour within about a 3/4 of a mile radius knew what I was playing. It's quite an eclectic mix from Gary Newman via Glass up to ABBA dancing queens, so they probably didn't really know what's going on, but you had patience of stage to put up with that ridiculous amount of loud music. And then there was my pièce de résistance, where I found my love of fashion and I started wearing makeup. And I do remember that. Your speech is gone. Brian did it to me. And Mum, I remember he sat me down in the house up in Ashburn Road with a very serious look in your face and said, Graham, are you sure Barry and you are just good friends? Hey, I'm not saying we didn't experiment, you know. Kidding. Thanks, Dad. I hope you're picking up what's humour in this and what's real. Sorry.
Jill, it's a 14-day money back offer here.
Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is, Mum and Dad, that no matter what I've done through my life, some of the daft and stupid things I've done, I know you've always loved me, I know you've always wanted nothing but the best for me, and as insufficient and inadequate as it is, I just want to say publicly thank you very much, and I love you both very much as well. The next people I'd like to thank is my new family, Team O'Hare. So, there's a lot of them, so I'll do a quick. Brian, Rosemary, Stephen, Kevin, Gerard and Karen. I know today makes it all official, but as you said, Brian, from day one when I came to visit your house, you made both Kieran and I feel like part of your family, and that meant that meant an awful lot to me. So I don't know if it was in part to the tea, coffee and chocolate. helped me, but that meant so much to you, and I really feel so lucky and so privileged to be part of such a beautiful family. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Next one are two wonderful boys, Kieran and Dominic. Where are you? Where's Dominic? Dominic's at the bar. Yes. That's my boy. You don't have to bring him up because he'll only cause havoc.
You want them over?
Yeah, go on, bring him. Bring him to his big brother. Bring him to his big brother. Kieran, since the day you were born and Bell's Hill Maternity, 1995, you made me nothing but proud of you. When I was thinking back to any time my parents went to school about me, it was because I was in trouble. Any time I've been to school about you, it's either because you've been playing brilliantly in the orchestra or you've best up collecting an award for being best in your year across a whole raft of subjects. I'm so impressed at how hard-working you are, how clever you are, but above all that, you've got such a good heart, and I couldn't be more proud of you. And said to be Scotland's next top lawyer in a few years, so if anybody gets into a wee bit of bother, we'll set you up a no win, no fee. And this little man, Dominic, you're just an amazing little boy. You are so full of energy, you are so full of fun, you are so full of mischief because you're that cheeky wee monkey. But I absolutely love you to bits. I have no idea what you're going to be when you grow up, but I know you're going to be absolutely brilliant at it. So, to my two boys, thank you for making me the proudest. You just tidy up your rooms a wee bit better. And while we're with children, Gillian and I had some great help in the church today with Sophie and Kate and Alicia and Ryan and Connor, who did absolutely brilliant jobs. Boys, you look incredibly handsome, and girls, you are so Disney princesses. Next is my best man, Barry. I've known this tall, dark and handsome man for over 30 years, which is quite incredible, and in all those 30 years, he's been tall, dark and handsome, which is brilliant. Which was great for him, but we were teenagers chasing girls. Wasn't quite so good for me because they all fancied him and not me so much. I didn't want them not to be better looking than me today, and to be fair, he's done a good job of that. Thank you for mind up on that. Barry, thank you for being my best friend for all these years and for being my best man today. I don't know if you see it, but Stephen and all the guys at Virgin. Stephen, you guys have been great for helping Gillian and I get the reception all organised and a brilliant job. I know some of you.
Leave the horrible.
Yeah, no, it's all coming back with us. I know that some of you, Gerard, were a bit concerned when we said we're having a reception at the gym. And maybe, to be fair, you probably envisioned eating your food and drinking your drink next to some sweaty old man trying to lift some big heavy weight. So not like that at all, lovely venue. But if you are wanting to see a sweaty old man try to lift a big heavy weight, come and watch me try to lift Gillian over the threshold. And to everybody else, thank you so much for coming and sharing the day with us. We really appreciate you coming to spend and making the day special, because it wouldn't be special if you all weren't here. Especially those that have travelled over the border. Team York, Team London. Could be the last time you go over the border without your passport. I'm not going to go there. But if you go yes, there's a free drink at the bar. Excellent. Perfect. So thank you so much for coming. And we were absolutely genuine. We said, please, we just want your company, we don't want your gifts, but you've been unbelievably generous. Gillian and I have been absolutely blown away with all your good wishes and your kindness. But for all the guests, have been very naughty, so Gillian and I are giving you all a good spanking later. You up over there, we'll sort that out. That'll get some good wedding presents.
Especially Barry.
Move on.
I'm nearly done. My last thanks to my beautiful bride, Gillian. I do, you know, if we set a church, I do thank God that we find each other. A little bit of help from Match.com. You are such a lovely, caring, generous, kind, thoughtful partner. I can't believe, wife now, sorry, I feel incredibly lucky. You're a little bit sassy and I'm a big bit ginger, but really, and at this point, my finishing line was going to be, I had read that you don't marry a woman you can live with, you marry a woman you can't live without. So I'd just like to re-emphasise that point from earlier, that is just what I've done today, so thank you. Thank you all very much for listening, and I'd now like to hand it over to my guest man, Danny.
First of all, I'd like to start by thanking my officer member and the beautiful bridesmaid Karen, Gillian's sister, who's been such a great help. When Graham asked me to be his best man, I started to consider what I've been talking about in this speech. I thought of the many years we've been friends and what sustains friendship. When we were kids, Mrs. Harkness, or Margaret as I'm now allowed to call her, started to allow us to go into town ourselves on a Saturday. We would search through every record shop in Glasgow for that must-have vinyl purchase. That's showing our age. Me and Graham would play the walking as fast as we could game from Sucky Hall Street to our Garage Street without bumping into people. When we started karate at the Alder, the sports centre, 3 nights a week, both junior and senior sessions, with a 5-mile run in between. On the way home we would play the trust game, where one of us would close their eyes and the other one would navigate forward. Turn right, 2 steps forward, step up to the car, dog poo, treat it. We never failed to get each other home in one piece. And when I joined the local camera club, Graham gave me his support by helping me set up photo shoots. And sometimes, reluctantly shy as he is, being a model for wearing the most ridiculous outfits I could conjure up. He loved it. See Facebook for me. And then, as we grew up together, I started to think we were both big and clever. Some of the more heated debates we had were Lenin v Trotsky, George Michael or Sisters of Mercy. I don't need to tell you which side of the argument was on. And of course the old chestnut, history v art. We could have compromised on history of art. So not so big and not so clever. And also, of course, we looked after each other in the bad times, when the latest teenage heartbreak felt like the end of the world. Living in London as I do, I missed out on witnessing moments like these between Graham, Gillian, Kieran and Dominic. Although I have a recent fond memory of my partner Claire, myself, Gillian and Dominic jumping around Graham's living room to gang style.
Let's see that again later.
Yeah, I hope so.
But when I am here, I see these aspects of love in their relationship: play, trust, support, growth and empathy. And that gives me faith in the joining in marriage. So, if you could join me in raising your glasses and a toast to Miss and Mrs. Graham Harkness.
Right, I'll give you my little speech. It's a little bit of housekeeping before we got to cutting the cake. If you hear a bing bong in a man's voice, or a lady in Irish asking you to evacuate, please go at these exits, them exits.